Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Now
Yep.
we can hear you.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's see if it should. Okay, you guys should have it also. Okay, perfect. I'll just start again.
All right.
Track.
Yeah.
Audience, can you hear us?
Yeah. We should let Torture just go. Oh, cool. Hard God says they can hear everyone. So yeah, I don't. Do we see any? I don't. Let me see. Oh, there we go.
I don't see
Okay.
anything
Oh,
either. Oh, there it
game's
goes.
coming.
All
Game's coming
right.
back. So yes, now it's time for the exciting conclusion.
Fantastic.
Will Tortugatron fight the Warden?
That Warden is the MVP right now. And it's nice to have 2 more Wardens in hand to back it up when it goes down.
I think the craziest thing right now is that something I forgot that I was gonna say. Oh, it's just that
The downside of this play is like that gate spot is just completely open next to A1.
Yeah.
E1.
Yep. And C3 right now. And they're not far off economically, although I think with the potions, the Groks do have the economic edge.
The only thing here is that even if you kill that Warden, another one's just gonna take its place.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking like good 3 out of 3.
Well,
that might be
better.
Missing a lot.
That's better than killing the Warden, because now next turn there won't be a full health Warden there.
Well, there will be one on C3.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Unless he doesn't feel like summoning
maybe
it.
not. From Tortuga's perspective, it made sense to attack that Warden because you have no clue if there's other ones coming after it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's got boosts. And you could just generically win by out economying the opponent.
It would be nice if he had 3 magic so he could get a Mystic on E1 just to block a gate spot. Like, as much as he kills the units, they're just going to get replaced as long as that gate spot is.
Oof.
Oh. Unfortunately. He should probably go for the gate here, right? It's a question of how much it helps, though, because there is still another one. And a second gathering zone will be coming at some point.
And with the economic edge, you might just want to take out the units. Leave Adel with nothing. She's got 6 cards left.
Well, Cherez has 6 cards left as well.
That's true. But that's why you don't want to, quote
I'm
unquote,
sorry.
waste your attacks.
He probably shouldn't use the strong potion here, just because mystics can just refill it.
Yeah. But you have
But
the other strong potion in hand. Maybe you're trying to get it done so you can use your other one.
yeah, maybe.
But
If he
I
really
would
wants to do it, sorry, go on.
I would click move on. It's not a breakpoint.
Yeah.
Goes for it.
No.
And getting it to 2 health versus 3 is a big deal.
Yeah. 2 health dies, 3 doesn't.
But if it was at 3 health, you could use the strong potion on the next one. But maybe you can here anyways, because now you can play the other one. And keeps the strong potion in hand. Oh, never mind. Oh, they are. Okay.
I was thinking like they could just not use the strong potion, but then discard the other one. And try to keep
That's
the
true.
first one that's refilled, but
You
they
have
don't
2 other
potions
potions.
that can be
including
filling up,
the-
yeah.
So it's not like you're overflowing with boosts.
The slightly unfortunate thing is that Elderat. Oh no, I forgot they will just pick up those boosts. But yeah.
What?
Even though I've been treasuring discarding the whole game, I think now you just hold on to the cards you have. 3 of the last cards in the deck are potions. Yeah. It's not good luck.
The last one is Wither Potion as well. Okay. I think the luck factor of how your deck is arranged is kind of underrated. Just more is down.
Ooh, that's huge.
It's easy to forget about divers existing.
Oh my goodness, that might be if they have Sky Assault.
Well, they could still only get one attack in with Sky Assault.
Because the other warden, but
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Just getting Ava there. Yeah.
And you have the 10 health to just go.
Oh, 3 out of 3.
Ooh,
bad.
I don't think you can escape this. This is
Yeah.
just a boa constrictor.
Well,
dive
Warren
play.
could kill the steward and then a swift potion to its spot, so to protect.
That would work. Why you got to keep saying things that prove me wrong 2 seconds after I say them, Michael?
Because I remember
You look
them.
like a fool here.
But you still need the 2 out of 2 to kill the steward.
Well, if you really want to, you can play the strong potion as well.
With 1 boost each.
Yeah.
Or 2, yeah.
2 boss on like Swift and 1 on Strong, or either way around.
I might play Warden on B4. Use Swift Potion. No, that wouldn't work.
Probably rather have a healthy one there.
Holding the Warden for playing on C2. Oh, they're going for it. I was thinking hold the Warden for when your Warden on C2 dies if you make that Swift Potion move. But that makes sense too, not risking the 3 out of 3 from the Sentinel.
Yeah. Or like they could summon something on their 10 health gate that they've been barely using to attack the warden twice as well.
That's true. I was thinking you would just block that spot.
Yeah.
You could attack your own Elder Wrath to the 3 health warden from D3 to C3. But that's really committing to it.
But just to get an additional boost.
What phases can you
To
place?
get an
What first
additional
potions
boost
any
and
phase
to
uses?
activate Swift Potion. So after your C3 warden moves to C2 to protect Hecadia, now your C4 warden shifts to C3 to protect from the boost from the Airy Gate spot and help protect your 5 health warden from dying.
Oh.
And it builds boost. Which you could use for a Wither Potion later.
Honestly, until you can get strong potion in, I would probably rather just hope for a 2 out of 2. This is very
Yeah.
bad use of it.
I don't think you can risk not getting the warden there, though. I think you need to use that strong potion.
But then
You know,
Abba flies out, and how are you looking on economy?
Yeah.
Because she's not trapped in; she is flight.
True.
She can just dip to B4.
But Tort's only got 1 magic and 3 cards left, so
That's true as well. Now comes the Swift Potion, getting 3 worth,
He
and using the Strong Potion. Solid.
doesn't want to risk it. Not gonna lie, I was
that's
half
smart.
expecting him to miss anyways.
That would be the cherry on top.
That warden could die anyways, but you're giving
You can
yourself a
go,
chance at least.
yeah. You can go
Well-
for the kill the diver for power. You can go for the kill the warden, or kill the gate. I mean, to help protect your warden.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know which one's smarter here.
Killing the gate, like they could still get a diver to attack the warden. They could swift
That's
potion
true.
now to lose the game if they want.
That's true as well. Just for style points. Now, the only unit that can come out here is a diver or a sage.
And none of them. Try to so they were there get dive.
Six dives out of 3.
Real
Yeah. This is for the warden survival. A diver will take out the warden and end the game.
someone looking
But
at the warden wrong will end the game.
And now here's that thing, since I used a strong potion already, they can't use it now to try to kill Ava.
correct.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they could get oh,
They-
it would require
Are they gonna
perfect
just hope
dice,
for
but
a
it's doable.
yeah?
And then if it fails, you can Mystic Potion. Or Wither Potion, sorry. And hope for a 1 out of 9 miss with Ava. Or a 1 out, more likely a 1 out of 36 miss with the Sentinel.
There's a cool play they could do. They could hope for a 4 out of 4 on the Sentinel, but by attacking with the Seer and the Warden. Swift and move the warrior like right above the warden. Then swift potion the warden to the left and the warrior down, so the warden can only be attacked once. Oh, but no, that doesn't work. Sorry.
Because of Sky Soul?
No, because Ava just moves to C2 and attacks kick there.
Oh yeah, that would do the trick.
Yeah. It would be nice if they could play the Mystic as well, just for that additional 1 damage, but...
Seems like they're not going to go for the 7 out of 7.
Dice Simulator says it's an 11.3% chance to hit the 7 out of 7.
What else can you do,
Which-
though?
At this point, that might be your best bet. You can hope that they don't have the diver.
Or any comment. Or
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the Sentinel will kill the Warden most likely.
Well, they have man magic, so like they could hope they only have like a sage and not a diver, and then with wither potion that sage would be doing 1 range, which is 1 in 3 of missing.
And then hope for the yeah, and then hit Ava with the warrior, shift it up, and then get the kill with the seer and the warden. Shift the warden back up. Sentinel's dead.
Yeah,
All right, that's the play they're going
multiple
for.
ways to do this. Yeah,
They hit it.
they'll just move the warden to the left.
Yeah, that's cleaner.
Yeah. Has anyone been counting how many divers have been played? No.
Oh,
Ooh. Didn't get the 4 out of 4, so that hurts.
At least if the seer missed, you could have just hoped for
Gone
the
for
7 out
the-
of 7, but
well, they wouldn't have gotten it anyway. It looks like.
I guess you discard Mystic and play Potion here?
Yeah.
It feels bad, but I mean,
That's the
Yeah,
only
but-
option.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. You
Otherwise-
need to get 3 boosts on the Weeder as well.
Well, I guess you could hope for the 1 out of 216, but that seems
What?
that seems a little unlikely.
Well, it's 1 in 36 that it's Sentinel won't kill Hecate.
Which that's not 0.
Well, it already happened these games.
And with Avo right there, if it doesn't happen, a 1-turn kill is still possible.
Yeah. With the warrior killing the sage and the ward elder as attacking.
Exactly. Ava should move up to
Well, never mind.
winning that. Okay. Good games.
There's
And Tort gets the clean sweep, which means we go to tiebreakers for. But that's not what matters. What matters is clean 4-0 in Division 1. First time is that the first time it's been?
Season 1, but I don't think so. Oh, yeah.
I'll go check.
GG's. That was fun.
GG's.
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 GG's. Nice push at the end.
Yeah, that last when I didn't kill that seer with the sentinel, I was like, oh, I could see something bad was gonna happen because if I kill that, it's 100% win.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I had a diver still, so
Did you have a Sky Assault or not?
yeah, I had a sky assault, but with it being so close quartered, it was
Mhm.
worthless. But I still had it.
Because I was thinking of, I guess you had a diver also, so actually it was not as safe. The
Yep.
idea my last turn was to hopefully get the 4 out of 4 and then just move the warden and then move the warrior for the gate position. But if you had a diver, it doesn't matter. That was cool.
Super cool. And Tortuga, that appears to be the first time anyone's gone 4-0 in Division 1 for the Live League.
Division 1 was full of a bunch of plebs.
Wow.
Damn.
Harsh.
Since you're all
Why
right
you
here.
guys still alive?
So, is this your first time doing Avians, Tortugatron, or have you piloted them before in Live League?
I did them last season, which was my first one. So I'm 8-0 though with them in
Nice.
Live League, not in other
goodness.
leagues.
Yeah, they seem like a good faction
Hold
for
on.
Live League.
Yeah.
Definitely, especially because yeah, it's very mobile. Can be passive or aggressive. Now, Avians are one of my favorite factions in general. It's great.
Yeah, I
I
was
think
playing
they're raising up
Wayfarers
the
and-
ranks. They might be my favorite now after these last couple seasons.
I was playing Wayfarers every time until I lost, and then I lost. So now I'm thinking jumping ship to Eternal Council.
Ooh.
But if anything, if my recent like open queue games are any hint, I will probably not be gunning back to Division 1 right away.
It happens.
So let's see. Now it's kind of we're in limbo. We're not sure who's gonna be demoted to Division 3. I guess it's based off how everyone else is doing with their factions.
Well, it
I
changed
think
it to it's like
Jexik.
it's me. I think I'm going down just because apparently Wayfarers are the
Most
strongest
are
of
too
those
good.
factions.
Mm. So, how are you feeling at different points in this game, or Tortugatron? So, did you decide to push in because you thought you were just behind an econ, or was it just because you thought you were in the better position at that point?
I think with the frogs, you kind of have to push in at some point. I'm not like a super aggressive player, so I don't just start pushing immediately. I want to wait until I have like some magic built up, another gate in hand or so, and just do it without just dying right away.
Yeah, a couple times we said, "Oh, he's gonna advance now." Does he have a gate? Yes, both times you had the gate to back yourself
Yep.
up. So
Yeah, they were kind of nice and spread apart. I always had a gate that I could use basically.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And my worthy rows were kind of crappy, but the one time that I didn't want to hit was to kill that warden.
Uh-huh.
I thought, all right, here we go. I want to leave the warden at 1 health. and I could because my stewards were usually not very worthy.
Yeah,
They
so
were exactly the right amount of bad.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what I was hoping for.
It's interesting. I made a mistake actually, and I think the mistake which I made. So I made 2 mistakes at the end, and the first thing was I thought Swift Potion. I should have put the boost on Strong Potion just so I had a better shot at killing Ava instead of the Swift Potion. And then the other mistake was Eldrath. I should have just left them where they were because basically you were able to very nicely put your Sage, so my other Warden couldn't reinforce
Yeah.
at the end. But not moving Eldrath Bath in front of the Warden was a mistake at the end. It's interesting to see. So you guys can see in chat. But yeah, it's a fun matchup. I think this would be a great league matchup actually. In general, just seems pretty even.
I think so. Let's see. What has the frogs even played in League? I wonder. Let me take a look.
I don't think anything since.
Well, I mean-
Sorry, go on.
yeah, I don't know if any of the
Oh, true.
matchups
Not with the
matter.
current. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. So we could redo pretty much anything if we wanted to.
I'm so sad. My champion was so useless. my Keklik.
Yeah.
It was so useless. It
Yeah,
didn't even.
yeah, you just weren't.
You just
You didn't
kind of
try any
hung out.
potions.
I didn't have any potions. Yeah.
Yep. Just hung out.
You just had poison.
And not even not even that. It didn't roll any special, so I didn't even get any boost on Hecatea. Just useless.
Well, I always forget about that part of the ability. Yeah.
Well, also sometimes I think you might have attacked gates, which don't give you a boost either. But yeah,
Oh, I didn't realize that. I've never played
yeah,
this.
blood bond. Well, I mean, I've played a lot of OD and yeah, or at least Oathsworn in Tortugatron,
I
so
see.
there, yeah, it has to hit a unit.
But yeah, it's the exact same ability, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, the frogs have played Shadow Elves, Savannah Elves, and Tundra Orcs. So we don't even have to redo the birds matchup with the new ability. We could just do it for the first time.
Perfect.
So that could be fun.
It seemed fun here. A nice offense, defense battle on one side of the field.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's both factions are very.
Oh yeah. Hargata reminded me of the question we want to ask you is this, like you held on to Murden for a real long time, but eventually gave up on him. Because there's one time where you had 4 magic and didn't discard him or Eldorath, and it's like, well, holding him at 4 magic seemed kind of weird, but then you kept holding on. So, did you have a plan for him?
I think it's one of those situations where I was trying to see if I could summon all 5 champions, but it made no sense to discard a common there. And
Yeah.
yeah, I promised Nestle I would try something different, and almost was able to, but it just never made any sense. And then at the point, it's one of those situations I should have discarded it like relatively early on, but I just never. I was thinking I could summon it. Let's say it that way.
Yeah.
I don't think I held any champions. I think every single time I drew one, they went right in the bin at the end of the turn.
There was one turn you had 5 magic, and I was afraid of like a Cyruk or something like that, because Cyruk is probably pretty strong. But then I was able to
Yes,
clear. Go on.
Cyruk I had in my opening hand, so
I see.
Cyruk got
unfortunate.
trashed. And then I drew Wrath pretty soon after that, so Wrath got trashed. And then bodies seemed more important than Guilford. So Guilford got trashed.
Everybody got trashed.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah, I'm
other
not the
thing-
no. I'm not the best bird player, but I tend to discard their champions too, just because you always want that 3 or 4 magic. It feels like so you can summon some
Yeah.
commons.
Yeah, there's Stewarts and their commons are so good, basically. Yeah,
It's
2 seconds.
interesting how much commons influence champion play. Savannah Elves have killer champions, but their commons are also killer. So it's a similar thing. And then you have like, the cave goblins. Blarf is worth it. Smeg probably isn't, but you have so much leftover magic, you might as well pop her in
Yeah.
nearly every game.
Basically. I
And
feel
the
like
Eater
Smeg
gets
existing
some
means
play.
that Eater is not getting played. Like, if you didn't have Smeg, I think Eater comes out.
Yeah.
All the magic that goes towards Smeg.
It's a bad sign for the Eater that the deck is that magic surplus and it still doesn't see play.
Right.
Well, I try to play the Eater sometimes and just get disappointed. So, like you're
Yeah.
playing against. It's like, oh, this is a good Eater game, and then I don't know.
I think the Eater should have had Sekhmet's ability or something like that.
Yeah. But
Flight? Yeah.
given how much they had to
Flight.
given how much they had to do so quick, it's super impressive that the master set decks were as close to balanced as they were.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one completely unviable card in the tree, and everything else has use cases. Most other card games have cards that are literally never used.
To your point,
Yeah,
Ciabatta.
and especially
Go on.
because like the way Summon Wars works is that any card can be discarded, so that it's very easy to just decide not to play certain cards if they were less balanced.
For sure.
Because like in first edition, you could just deck build out a lot of that stuff, but even still, you would just discard a lot to do certain things. And I think
You would put 10.
Summon Wars is a tough game to balance. I'll just put it that way, I guess.
I have a tremendous amount of respect for the developers and the playtesters. Like it's first edition, like you would put in 10 of a common and you'd throw away 9 of them. And that would be
it's
your
8, isn't
intended
it?
goal. Say
You could
again?
do 10. It
You
was
could do 10? I thought it was 8
limit,
because...
No, the limit was 10.
I thought it was 8 because there was some commons that were only 3 copies, so I knew I'd have to buy like 3 sets to get the maximum.
No, it was definitely 10.
It was
I remember.
10?
Yeah.
It was 10 on the online
Common.
platforms.
10
I
on
always
common.
And out of your 18 commons? That's crazy.
Yeah. And also,
Yeah.
you had to have like 3 or 4, sometimes even 5 units in your starting setup. So you could have, so like with the Fallen
Yeah.
Kingdom, you could have like 4 or 5 guys out plus your 10 warlocks, and then the rest of your deck was maybe, I don't know, apprentice mages. I forget what people did, but
lots of apprentice mages because they're zero
Yeah.
costers. I think Tundra Orcs was 10th warders just to take down champions. Apprentice mages were everywhere. I loved gardening with the swamp orcs and just killing my own apprentice mages for magic.
yeah.
It was
But-
very fun for me. It was not so fun for my opponents.
Yeah, one day
But-
I was
No.
I was like, Muglook's such a peaceful guy. He's just here, watering his crops, not even focused on the enemy. And all the apprentice mages were just being murdered left and right, pop into existence to immediately go down.
Yeah, the life of an apprentice mage was tough.
Yeah, no, to your point about it, I think Oliver and maybe someone else, they're in the last pool of Division A, and they only bring base factions, so Vanguard, Fallen Kingdom, Cave Goblins, and Savannah Elves. So you're able to make it far as
Nice.
a base faction. I think it was a cool. I mean, there are of course errata or changes to the.
All 4 of those factions.
All 4 of those factions.
Give me the 4 again.
Vanguard.
Yeah, Vanguard's Fallen Kingdom, Savannah Elves, and Cave Goblins.
There is a commonality of all of those that they very heavily use the summoner, either as a aura effect or as a direct line of fire competitor with the Vanguards and the Cave Goblins.
That's a good point. Good point. How are you doing, Ciabatta? And your group is crazy.
Oh man, I barely made it. I was 3rd in my pool, but the Beast Slumbers didn't have time, and then I was both in his pool and also had the highest tiebreaker of all the 3rd placers. So I just barely snuck in, and now I got a winning matchup against Snog right now, where he's pinned behind his own with 2 health as the Shadow Elves, and I'm bearing down on him with the Filth and a Bursting Mutant. But all the other games are just. I tried to fight Davood at range again with Savannah Elves against Sky Scarabians, and then he brought out Cyrook, and I was like, this was a poor decision.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I'm up against. We're just talking about Olivier, and they've got a Fallen Kingdom. I had like a turn 1 5-attack Frost Mage, and I'm like, I'm gonna cruise to victory in this one. That's such good luck. And then zombies did zombie things, and now it's neck and neck.
I think I'm not sure how it is after the buff to Fallen Kingdoms, but usually it's very Polar Doors favored, right? Or how's it?
That matchup, yeah, because you can't zombify the walls.
But zombie things.
The gates, sorry. They're very bulky, and so it's hard for them to do their combos as much. Var is usually very safe, so it's hard for them to assassinate.
Oh, you're playing a lot of Master Set factions too, right? Or at least 2?
I am.
Savannah Elves and Polar Dwarves.
Yep, my other 2 are High Elves, which the person never took a turn, so I won that by default. And then Filth for some new blood. All 4 factions that have aura effects on their summoners.
I like that. I like the style.
It looks like Mr. Plaid has lost all the week 1 games.
Yeah.
I bet they all timed out.
I think so.
That's
a bit
unfortunate.
disappointing, but what you gonna do?
Yeah,
With such a good name too.
Yep. Mr. Plaid. But anything else you guys want to discuss?
What's your emoji going to be? Or Tortugatron? Is it a bird with a monocle? Or not a bird, a bunny with a monocle, or what?
Yep, I'm gonna pay homage to Jexik, the who has fallen greatly, keeping the monocle, but yeah, it's gonna be on Galbus instead.
Excellent.
I love just all the champions just use monocles. Just a traditional monocles.
That should be a thing.
As
Yeah, whatever you make has to have a monocle.
I added the monocle after the second time because I was like, I gotta make this extra.
it was a good move.
I also like the use of them in Discord. You've been using them very well, Jexik. I approve.
Well, other people use it sometimes too.
It's a pretty good emoji.
It's a
Monocle
great way
definitely
to
adds to it.
express. You can express disdain and smugness
Yes.
very effectively with your
Yeah.
face.
No, it's a great emoji.
That's pretty much what I use it for. Be smug.
Yeah, I haven't pressured them to put that avatar into second edition's online client because
Well,
I'm
if you
pretty
pressure
happy
them
with
enough, they'll submit to
Yeah.
anything, as you can see.
I'm pretty happy with the brub though. That's what because that's
That's
my
true.
avatar.
It's
But
good.
One day we'll figure out how
You,
Tortuga.
you did ask for the brub, so you better keep it.
I do like the biter too. Cherez, biter's a good one.
Biter didn't Biter. No, it got Magcog was the one that won the most favorite common tournament. But
Yeah.
Bug Biter was either a finalist or a semi-finalist there, and it deserved it. I had it to take the whole thing.
Bumbire's so good.
There's a lot of good
Hey,
ones.
I had promised that whoever wins the common tournament or whatever, they would get an emoji, but that was back before Eden was making emojis, so I'd have to go bug someone, but luckily he just made one anyway.
So
I guess, yeah. I don't know, I was thinking about the general question before. Like, if you think that, like, what do you think the main difference between like live league play and these tournaments, or even the other league, Massimo's league, is?
I think that I play my turns quite similar, so I just pick up my phone and go, "That looks good. Let's do that move."
that's
think I'm
probably
kind of
why
in-
you've been so. Go ahead, Jexik.
I think I'm in much the same boat. I often have too many games going, and I'll take my turns pretty quickly, and I don't really think about them for more than a couple
Yeah.
minutes.
Like sometimes I'll look at a turn and go, I don't like this, and then I'll come back to that one maybe later. But
Yeah,
yeah, a lot of times I'll go, okay, I'll just move this here, move that there. All right, next.
you all play fast. I think about some of my turns for like an hour. But I also play so many fewer games because of that. Just like
Yeah.
I'm doing the dishes and I'm pondering, like, is the bursting mutant play here or the horror mutant play going to be more effective? What are the responses from the opponent going to be? Whereas in live play, I have to just kind of do the thing that comes to my mind first, or else I'm going to time out.
Yeah, I'm the
And
same.
then, yeah. And
Ciabatta.
then I guess my follow-up question there is like, do we think that affects the balance of the factions in any way? Like Massimo took Polar Dwarves last time, and I think that was like a tough pick because some of those games are going to go long, and you don't have the time to think of your Ice Ram turns or whatever.
For certain. I chose Pollard was the first season, and I like won one game in 3 and then got sent to the second division and went 4-0 or something. The second one, the second season, because I chose Thunder.
Yeah.
I think it makes a big difference.
I think that's kind of interesting too. Like the Wayfarers, so that Sky Spear Avians have done well. Although Shoots did win with the Shadow Elves, which I think also, even though they're a thinky faction, they also kind of put the burden of thought on the opponent as to how to avoid getting killed by Shadow Elves. You know.
Yes.
And also, does Shoots play that faction a lot? Like with a lot of practice, you can speed up your turns. I think a little bit because you have these complicated turns, but it's all the time, and it's not quite as complicated as like a really big Out of Shadows combo or like an ice ram combo where you have to really think about that turn, and you're feeling like everybody's waiting on you, so you just got to make a turn. I think with Shadow Elves, your turns will be a little quicker. They're not every single turn isn't an ice ram turn, you know. I think anyway.
I see Shoots went 4-0 this season with the Chosen Grove. That's interesting.
Ooh, they have not been getting much play, but they're a fascinating faction. Also, I think that as we get better, and as the talent improves, the live league meta is going to look more and more similar to the asynchronous meta. But we're just not as good in the live league yet.
Could be. I'm curious though.
I do a lot better in live league than I do in Massimo's league. Because you people taking hours for every turn, just play.
Yeah,
I know when you get to Div 1, it's like, okay, would you want 14-day games, and I'm going to use half of that time.
Yeah.
I'll tell a personal story. My grandpa was a doctor, and he was describing how when he served in the Korean War, he felt like he was a lot of people who were a lot smarter than him in medical school struggled because they didn't have all of the tools that they normally had available to them. Mm-hmm. But he, who knew the basics really well, could just stick to the basics and do simple treatments that helped people really quickly. And so he ended up being more effective on that field than he did in his personal practice, even though, of course, his quality of care was higher in his personal practice because he had more resources available to him and more time available to him. And I think you might be doing the same thing, Tortuga, where you have the basics down really, really well, and you can do those really, really quickly. So in the live league, it just crushes in a way that some of the fancier techniques can't.
Yeah, I think so. When I'm playing my turns fast, did that put any pressure on you guys to well, I better play my turn? Yep. Just always waiting on me all the time.
Not in that way, but in the way that typically I have time to think about my next turn during the opponent's turn. Yeah. And I couldn't do that because your turn was over immediately.
I know, and I was thinking about my turn as everybody's doing, should I do this? No, undo. And I'm like, okay, I'll redo my turn, and then so I already have 3 different turns planned out based on what decision you made, as I'm watching you move your stuff around.
Yeah, that's how I tend to play too. Is once someone's movement phase is done, my Wayfarer's turn's basically planned out.
Yeah.
Because I know where their stuff's gonna be, then I'll kind of start thinking of how to play it out. But yeah, what threw me off in our game is that you would I had to play defensively the whole time, so I had to just play completely differently based on how much damage I took early.
Getting a bunch of damage right away on Celeste definitely.
Because I went up because I was like, he probably won't have Sky Assault turn 2, but you did. So then
with Battle Song, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, it probably won't have the combo on turn 1. Nope.
There you go, 8 damage.
That was a league matchup, I think, right? Wayfarers, Sky Avians.
Let me check. I got that up still. Let's see. Yep, it was season 17.
Season 17. Oop.
That's a quick one. Also, Hargrada says in the chat, never forgive the Mirrodin discard. I don't want to make another Titus. There's only one Titus. But you have to give some props to Mirrodin.
What a tease keeping Mirrodin in your hand like that.
I just wasn't drawing any potions either, so I was like, what do I do? Just get the poison potion over and over again?
Did you even play? You didn't even play a poison, did you?
No, I discarded it. It's not
no, I was waiting for that one, but it never came out.
I feel like Poison's probably not the best against avians in general. Too bulky.
I don't think it's the best against any faction.
So maybe Cave Goblins. Cave Goblins is probably
yeah. 1 healthers. Oh,
Floor Slingers.
Storm Goblins.
Storm Goblins.
Yeah.
Storm Goblins.
Screw those goblins. Screw all the goblins.
You could take out, yes, because Sand Goblins, it takes out the bug biters in 1 shot.
Maybe that's actually a benefit because you just load them up with Rent Rats. Kamikaze
you're
him.
right.
Kamikaze them in.
You're right. That might be.
Depending on the situation, yeah, that could
Wrench
actually be
rats
helpful.
can move, take a poison, and then go into something. And then you can get rid of poison charges that way.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, because you can choose the order of the order of operations. Interesting.
I don't know if you can. I think the poison might happen before you can activate the wrench rat ability, but they have 2 health. They can take 1, and then once they're under a unit, it doesn't matter how much health they had.
Then you suicide,
Yeah,
yeah.
if you move the wrench rat, you'll have to activate poison first. But yeah, if they were full, who cares?
The one weird one I found is that what's her face, Nymera can heal before you take the poison. So one time I was on 1 health and I had poison on me, and I moved and healed and then took the poison and was fine.
Oh, interesting. That's cool. That's a cool interaction. Yeah, it's interesting how
For sure.
SF became like SF is one of the worst factions, but I think it's one of the most popular also. Like it's definitely top half of.
It's a really fun faction, and if your draws and your rolls go well, it can be really brutal. Like it can be a strong faction, but just very inconsistently.
I mean, Phoenix Elves, Obsidian Dwarves, those are both popular, and they're both low tier. Phoenix Elves, I think, are the most popular in the game, right?
They were like 3rd behind Crimson Order and Grox last time Joe did the data, so I don't know where they're at now. But
And those were the kind of meta picks at the time.
yeah.
Mm.
And also Magnifico is playing a ton of games of the Deepwood Grox to help push them up. So
That's true. Fiend. So many games. I really want to see who has the most games, because Jexik has a case.
I do now. We had Joe on the podcast, and it'll be out in probably a week or 2. And we asked for an update on that, and I did have the most games now.
Congrats.
Did you figure out how many?
Did what?
Did you figure out how many games I had too?
Oh no, I don't know if we asked, but we're probably gonna have another Just Stats episode, so we can ask specific questions to Joe for that.
Jexik, you are the true Mr. Plaid. You got your face in the game and everything.
Well, I face from like 11 years ago, but yeah.
It still counts.
That was back when you were a part of the company, kind of, right?
Yeah,
were you just a lead?
I was a lead playtester, so I had I got paid a little money, but not much, just because. Yeah,
we're still on the payroll. Counts.
But definitely not enough on its own to pay the bills. Although Nick is full time now, and he does Ashes as well and other stuff. So
that's super cool. I need to check out Ashes. I've never looked into it.
It's Magic the Gathering, but good and ethical, from what I hear.
But better in every way other than a smaller player base and less organized play stuff.
What and at least I haven't played the new edition. I remember the first edition. It was very much you had very short turns. You would do one action, and you had a main action and a side action.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were called.
Not these giant combos that you have to wait for. That's one of the things I hated about Magic.
You do very limited things, and you have 10 dice that are kind of like your resources, and you start off with all 10 of them.
Yep.
So there's no build up on resources. You have to wait for your mana to do stuff in Magic. So you can you're able to do all your cool stuff right away, but there's still a slow burn to how you set things up. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but there's no positional play, which is what I think is great about Summoner Wars. So it doesn't have that.
Yeah, it's not my thing, but it's a good game. I tried to get my Magic the Gathering friends into it once, but they don't want to learn something new. Very sad.
Yeah, the thing about Magic players is they mostly want to play Magic, yeah.
And they love cracking open those new packs, too.
Not everybody. I've run into a lot of people that are playing EDH or Commander, and they're a lot of them will get proxies and stuff, They're I don't want to spend $20 on this card, but I still want to make this deck. So here's a deck that would cost, $2,000, but it's all proxied stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have a $70,000 deck that cost me nothing because it's online.
There you go.
It's in a browser somewhere.
But yeah, no.
But yeah,
Uh,
it's
let
nice
me
that
think
Summoner
of,
Wars is at most like $15 for a deck, and you have it.
yep,
Forever.
$25. You can play the game infinite. Even us collectors, like the cost. I've probably spent less on this series than I have on Magic. If you count my friends' gifts for birthdays and stuff, and I play a heck of a lot more of this game than I do any other game, other than like basketball, but that's exercise.
What were you gonna say,
I
Jexik?
think I play more games of Summoner Wars than I do eat meals a day.
Damn.
Damn.
Respect the hustle.
uh, okay, I have to leave soon. But anything else? Any
Yeah.
last words? Any last comments?
Get good, everybody.
Congrats, Tortugatron.
Yeah, congrats on the perfect season. The 8-0 with the birds. Go birds. And thank you for watching.
Yep.
Everyone in chat.
Thank you. Thanks, Eden, for making everything run. Rules with the iron fist, but it gets everything done. It's good.
For sure. I gotta be more disciplined.
Yes, make sure that CBCB tournament gets done in a timely manner for the next one.
That's the
They're
theme.
cracking skulls.
I'm going to be disqualifying people this time. And that will include myself if I mess up.
And then Tortuga, you said there's your next tournament is gonna be in March.
Yeah, we'll do signups at the end of March after the other factions release. I think it's just better to include them. I think.
That'll be fun. Yeah, that could be a lot of
And
fun.
I'm assuming Joe's gonna do this deck building tournament right after this main one, so that's why I wanted to delay a little bit more. But who knows? Who knows what Joe's doing anymore?
I might hit that in between the base deck and the deck building for CBCB.
Are deck building as sweaty as the normal plat hat, or are people just like chilling? Like, do you have a different mentality, or are you still try harding? Because I've never been to one of the plat hat deck, or never tried one of the plat hat deck building.
There's fewer players, so it's not as tough. Like I think there's a whole less round because last time there was like 60 players. So
I see. So easier to make the final rounds.
yeah.
Maybe I'll try. We'll see.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. And if anyone wants to bounce ideas off me or whatever, yeah, I'm down.
I got a Savannah Hills deck that you can have.
Ooh.
Currently being repped by 2 people, and I don't know the second one.
Oh, you can see how many people are using it. That's cool.
Yeah, the last PhD Flat Games deck building tournament, there were 2 of us with Savannah Elves, and the other guy had Mitzi Mumway in it. So he's a real winner.
Maybe I'll join and just take a base deck, and if anybody loses, just bad.
Just take base cards in order.
That's like picking Phage the Untouchable as your Magic the Gathering commander. A card that if you play it, you just die. The game's over.
I lost
people bring that and then they win, and it's humiliating.
I have lost to base decks before in the custom pool at times. Like I think Ascurial beat me with cloaks one time. So like, oops, I accidentally did base deck, but they win anyway sometimes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna bring fungal dwarves or Fae and just the worst deck in the game. And,
Yeah, just bring Fae.
They are unexplored in deck building, so maybe you can cook something up.
Ooh, that'd be
No, base deck Fae.
Especially because I think the most powerful deck is the Shadow Elves combo deck. Is that right, Jexik? You know more about it.
I don't know. It's like it's whatever Cheez-Its feels like playing this week, I guess, because for a long time he was just playing Obsidian Dwarves with no blood song. He was playing with Purge and Zeal to come across the board and then Volcanic Blast in your face.
That's so sick. Yeah.
The strongest deck with ever Cheese and Game Bear feel like playing that day.
Yeah, and like, and Turtle Freak is up there too, and he was playing like a Chosen Grove deck for a while. I haven't actually come across him because I just keep hitting play equal, what's it called, whatever it is, like
Yeah,
play,
same skill level, same
yeah, and I'm like I'm like number 8, but I'm like 200 ELO below them, so I just keep playing other people when I play. So I haven't played them in a while. But I mostly just play my Tundra Orc deck. I'll probably share that deck when the tournament's announced. I'll just put the link in and say, if anyone wants to play Brub, this is my current version. Because I don't really, because I'm just about trying to share the knowledge and get more people into deck building if they're interested. So
I think that will be a huge factor for is having people, because deck building's terrifying. You don't know, because you show up and you just get with a base deck, you get crushed and you don't know what to do. So having a stock deck to work from is,
Yeah,
I
we
think,
should
very
have some
good.
kind of deck building database added to like Summoner Zone or something where people can upload their decks
yeah,
or
maybe
something, so people.
maybe that'd be a good place, because like Discord isn't great for that. You just have
Yeah.
to
You
pick
know what?
stuff and then yeah.
Jexik, send me your deck list. I'll try to start it up.
Okay.
At
And,
least get a full, yeah.
and talk to
But I,
Cheez too, maybe. And
yeah,
Game
I'll
Bear.
send some to them too. But I think Cherez said something about needing to leave, so maybe we should wrap
Yeah,
it up.
okay. All right. Yeah, I gotta leave too. I gotta be at work in an hour, so yeah.
All right, thanks for coming, guys. Congrats.
All
Yeah,
right.
thanks for having us. Thanks for streaming.
Thanks.
No
It was
worries.
great.
It's fun. All right, see you guys
Have a
later.
good weekend, y'all.
You too.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Later.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.